I've got the walls framed up. I've started wrapping. It's insulated. All screwed down. $9 door. And here's that list. So I've got all the electrical roughed in. The light is going to be right there. I went ahead and put the insulation up here in this little area. Those little cubes, they fit together real fun. Then I foamed around them. Same thing down in this corner. Look kind of like bricks. Same thing in that corner. And there's more electrical rough in. There's going to be a receptacle there. 2 switches there, inside and outside light. And then a double receptacle there. And then a single receptacle here. My next step, I'm going to insulate there, down there, in that corner, and these 2 sections. Then I got the spray foam, seal that up, and I've got beadboard. I just came back from the store and I bought some beadboard. That'll be my next step. And that light, just like the one in the tiny house, we're going to mount it right out here. Right about there. Is that look right? And on the inside, I don't know if I showed you that light. Mom said it reminds her of a lighthouse, so she picked it. Just cheap light fixtures. There's your update. Let me get the insulating. So this little guy is fully insulated, and the little wall, I'm going to start with the little wall first with the beadboard. I've already got the beadboard cut out there on the trailer. And on the inside, I've got, some of these are 2 3/4 thick. And I put spray foam around all the edges. I'll probably do this wall next with the beadboard. And then save this wall for last, because that's where most of my junk's at on the floor. So the next time you see that wall, it'll be covered with beadboard. And these are leftover floorboards from the tiny house. I'm gonna try to put those up in the gable ends if I have enough of them. And now if we step inside, there are 2 pieces, 2 walls covered in beadboard. This time the beads are going horizontally. Didn't want to joint in the middle of the wall here, so I went horizontally. And I'm planning a camping trip for later this month. Later this month. I can't wait. And yes, the light fixture did get put on outside. No bulb in it yet, but hey, it's on. It's ready for a bulb. Nighttime creatures in the daytime. So today I pulled the camper behind the Pilot. It's unhooked now, but earlier it was hooked up. We went down the highway. I went about 60. It pulled pretty good. I didn't want to go over 60 just yet. 60 was fine. Now what I think I will do is put the air conditioning in. Last night I got the beadboard on this wall. I started trimming that window, and the front window is completely trimmed. And what you hear here, this is the portable air conditioner. It's running wide open. It's starting to get cold in here. I think I might do this little receptacle right now. Yeah, let's work on receptacle. So on this receptacle, I'm going to pull these little wires out, skin them. All the blacks go together. All the grounds go together. All the whites go together. Same thing with these 3 wires. Now all the wires are together, all the neutrals, all the hots, and all the grounds. It is now cover plate time. Just my advice, I get the oversized Unbreakable. They're about twice the price. No, not really twice the price.
but they are twice as durable. They're unbreakable. Done. Checking another receptacle off the list. And now over at the front door, I'm going to see if the scraps from these walls, I'm going to see if those scraps will fit right there. That'll be super if they will. Tonight's progress. The air conditioner still works. That 4-way receptacle is in. This receptacle is in. This window is trimmed. The beadboard is on the door wall. And seems like something else happened. I don't remember. I did get the trailer to go down the highway. Felt pretty good. That wraps it up for tonight. I'm tired. I'm going in. Good night. So it is Teacher Appreciation Week, and at school I won a $25 gift card to Longhorn, so I do feel appreciated. I didn't take my camera into Longhorn to show you that steak, but here's a picture of it on my phone. I haven't got an after shot of it for you. One of my favorite tools is this nail gun. It is super useful. Quick, easy, love it. Now this window is completely trimmed, and if we pan back to the door wall, there is a receptacle in, and the 2 light switches are in. The only thing left to do with electrical would be this front light fixture. Can you see it up there? And so now the only thing left electrically is this front light. Can't do it. I can't do it till this wall gets covered. And I've already got the electricity turned on. That air is now working off of that receptacle. If we go back to this light switch, that one. Yep. Power's on. Try not to run the AC while the camera's running because it's kind of loud, but I wanted to show you the receptacle does work. And now there's one more piece of trim to do on that front window, and I'm done trimming the windows. I said try not to run the AC while the camera's running. And now there's one more piece of trim on the front window. Let's knock it out. Trim is outrageous, and I got these boards. They're $1.98 for 8-footers. They're a little bit crooked, they're a little bit warped, but for the price, beat the price. And now there's some wires going to this receptacle. I'm gonna pull the nails in a little bit. I don't want to stick a nail through the wires. That's the last thing I want to do. Speaking of trim being expensive, these were Cole lumber, 70% off. And this was a scrap I found out in the garage. It don't match, but it sure looks good. Actually, it does match. It matches better than these, because it's a speedboard. Now on the topic of trim, I've got some baseboard, and I've got some corner molding. But I've got to put my flooring down before I can put in the baseboard. Now for the gable ends on the inside, I think I'll try to use some of that leftover. That was flooring for the tiny house. I got 8 pieces left, and that should do both ends. Should more than do both ends. So I started putting leftover floorboards up in the gable, and about that time, some floorboards showed up. And I'm almost finished putting the flooring down. You snooze, you lose. You almost missed out on that. Let me show you from the other angle. That's what it's looking like so far. Not finished yet, but almost. Final update for this week. The floor is finished. Once I get those 2 little pieces of baseboard on the door wall, that door wall will be finished. I've got trim around the door. I have 2 little rosettes up at the top. I had to trim the trim to go around the switch plate. I kind of like that. The gable end on the inside's all closed off. I'll do that again on the other side. Put the light in, finish off the ceiling, slapped in some caulk and some paint. By this time next Saturday morning, this little tiny house, playhouse, camper, it may be finished. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Trimming the trim around the switch plate and checking the porch light. Yep. Ready for camping. That's Morse code for ready for camping. That's going to be a good little net light at the campground. Might even drop some mosquitoes. So Daisy is up in the house doing Russian nesting dolls with an owl theme. This is owl number 1. Out of focus, owl number 1. Alright, that's a little better. Putting on the mascara. Russian nesting dolls owl update. 1, 2, 3 are done. 4 and 5 still to go.